G'day guys, welcome back. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for being here and watching my content. I do really appreciate it. You are here today because it's Super Rugby semi-finals, Chiefs versus the Brumbies. Yes, 19 points to 6. This was a pretty tight game. There was a bit of rain going into this game, so I'm guessing the conditions isn't perfect for like a flowy attacking rugby. Both teams are really conservative playing the game, very, very tight attacking patterns and a lot of kicking game. And as a result, the Chiefs, finally till the very, very end, did Damien McKenzie, the All Blacks number 10, maybe? All Blacks fullback, potentially, broke up the game, carved up the Brumbies defense center field, and then, found the Chiefs with a lot of forward momentum, very close to the try line, and Chiefs barged over to end the game, 19 points to 6. This was, again, where I thought the Brumbies, I have to give them a lot of credit. They had so many opportunities this game to kick for 3 points, and the Brumbies, to my pleasure, actually took the option to go for the tries and apply pressure, despite again and again and again, the polish and execution wasn't quite there to turn that into tries. The effort is definitely to be commended, and the effort for the Chiefs defense is also much, a very, desired to be commended as well. And, overall, the set piece for both teams in terms of more was quite similar. Neither team had dominance, but in the scrummaging, the Chiefs definitely had a bit more packed over the Brumbies for the most part of the game. And the big issue this game as well for both teams was the breakdown. There was a lot of little breakdowns, turnovers here and there for both teams, and the commitment at the breakdowns is just not really there for either teams. So going to the finals against the Crusaders for the Chiefs, even at home, just the way they played today, once again, the Chiefs had like a more polished game. They were just so happy to kick the ball away. Every time it was like they're almost too afraid to build phases or something. Every time they any sort of, persistence in attack, they just grab a kick behind and try to, really try to, almost like they try to score within 5 phases or something. They just really try to push that, grab a kick behind and, really trying to kick the ball away without applying too much pressure, I feel like at times. So yeah, I thought, and if this is the game plan, the Chiefs going into play the Crusaders, they're going to struggle because the Brumbies is one of the better teams for kicking game. They the whole season, the Brumbies has been playing the kicking game. They go for the kicking game and then they try to, get a penalty inside your half and then turn that into a more try. That's the Brumbies game plan. So the Chiefs really played into that game plan a lot for the Brumbies, even though they defended really well, not allowing the Brumbies to turn those set pieces into tries. But yeah, the game plan definitely played into the Brumbies' favor, and I felt the Chiefs was really at times really looked like they didn't know what their game plan was. It was like, let's just play on the opposition half of the field and see what happens. It wasn't like, this is what we want to do inside the opposition half. This is what we want to do when we get the ball in this area and how we're going to execute that into a try. It was just like, let's just get into their half and hoping for a penalty and maybe we'll take a 3. So just that style, I just don't think it's going to be good enough next week against the Crusaders, to be really frank. The Crusaders has a much better set piece than the Brumbies. Even if the Chiefs put up a perfect defense like they did this week against the Crusaders, the Crusaders are the kicking game is better than the Brumbies with Richie Mo'unga in charge. So I just don't see nearly as many opportunities the Chiefs are going to get against the Crusaders with the same style. So yeah, really intriguing to see how that's going to work. And if the Crusaders gonna walk away within a championship next week. So yeah, with that being said, let's have a look at some of the stats of the game. In terms of the run meters, this game had a bit of everything. Let me just get my stats up. So yeah, 509 run meters for the Chiefs, 410 for the Brumbies, 223 for the Chiefs at halftime, 245 for the Brumbies at halftime. So the Brumbies actually had a little bit more run meters going into halftime. At turnovers conceded, 9 against the Chiefs, 10 against the Brumbies. As you can see here, the carries for the Chiefs, 154 for the Brumbies, 111. So the carry efficiency, the run meter efficiency is actually slightly higher for the Brumbies. Tackle count, like I said, this is the area the Chiefs should have exploited a little bit. Chiefs made 137 tackles, only 9 missed tackles. That is absolutely world class. An international test team will be dreaming to have this sort of tackle completion rate. And considering the Brumbies are stacked with Wallaby players, it is pretty much an international test team that you're playing against. And that sort of tackle completion rate is really, really impressive for the Chiefs. The Brumbies, 172 tackles, 34 missed tackles. At halftime, the Brumbies already missed 13. So the Brumbies tackle completion rate has been pretty poor. So I really thought the Chiefs, if they had just ran the ball a bit more, they could have probably broke the try line a little bit earlier and put a bit bigger margin on the board. But yeah, the Chiefs was really happy to kick. So the kicking game, like I mentioned, 33 kicks for the Chiefs, 32 for the Brumbies. Exactly what the Brumbies kind of wanted to do in the kind of like wet conditions in New Zealand and against a team that has, when you do the kicking game, your defense is kind of like, your upfront defense is really not tested as much, I guess, if you're trying to, ping the ball, ping your position in their half. So yeah, the Brumbies was able to alleviate a lot of that upfront pressure with the kicking game, whereas the Chiefs, I thought they really missed a lot of opportunities by kicking the ball away without applying pressure. At halftime, the Chiefs kicked away 18 balls, whereas the Brumbies kicked away 19. So both teams, very high kicking count for both teams in this game. At the end of the day, the difference was the penalty goals. It turns out the Damian McKenzie has just landed the penalty goals anywhere inside your 50. He landed a 50-meter long range kick as well. Really, really impressive once again for D-Mac. Not to mention that try he kind of pushed through it, set up in the end of the game where he sort of like just took it another level. That was quite impressive as well. Lineouts 9 for the Chiefs, 14 for the Brumbies. Both teams were struggling a little bit at times. The lineouts, the Brumbies right away was able to steal one of the Chiefs' lineout. The Chiefs were able to get one back later on, but neither team had a perfect lineout this game. The scrummaging 9 for the Chiefs, 8 for the Brumbies. 1 loss for the Brumbies. I thought the Chiefs had overall dominance over the Brumbies in the scrummaging. There was one scrum where the Brumbies was able to get a penalty out of the Chiefs, but overall it was the Chiefs that had an upper hand. Penalty count 11 for both teams. I was surprised that Nick Berry didn't issue a yellow card this game, not just because of the repeated penalties that was given away inside the 22 for the Brumbies. There was quite a few high shots this game. I thought James Slipper cop one. I thought there was quite a few high shots this game I thought was not even looked at and addressed. And it's really sub. I thought it was below the standard that is expected of World Rugby with some of these calls. It's a little bit bizarre from my perspective. So yeah, let's have a look at some of the point summaries. There's not too much action that happened in this game. There was a big stalemate for the most part. Both teams were happy to just arm wrestle a little bit center field and then kicking the ball away. 6 minutes into the game, the Chiefs gets a penalty for not for a clean out in the breakdown. So gets themselves on the ball. It's 3 points to nil. 20 minutes into the game, the Brumbies had a penalty to level the game, but they opted to go for the corner. I thought, if you're only 3 points behind, going for the corner, that's showing a lot of courage, a lot of determination, which I thought was really, really good. Despite the fact that they didn't get the points, they tested the Chiefs, the defense, warmed the players down a little bit from the Chiefs. Just really taking that edge off a little bit with this sort of pressure. Even if you don't score, it kind of like saves yourself from the attacking pressure as well by wearing the opposition down, making them make tackles. So Chiefs was able to hold this one, but the Brumbies was able to put a fair bit of pressure on. 30 minutes into the game, there was a massive head clash. So this is one of the moments where I thought there could have been a red card, to be honest. This was Debrasini, the Brumbies number 9. He goes in for a tackle, massive head clash, knocked himself out, Debrasini, and then he was taken off the field. But that should have been a red card from him in any part of the world outside of Australia and New Zealand, I guess. Australia and New Zealand, that would have been a red card. Like, he was high into the tackle and he made no attempt. There was no mitigating factor. You might say there could be a yellow card for a mitigating factor because another player was involved in the tackle. But in the current World Cup, guidelines by World Rugby, that's a red card. But it was almost like Nick Berry, the referee, felt sorry for him because he was taken off the field from being knocked out, essentially. Yeah, I'll just sort of let that go. Yeah, it was not really good. So that was one there, and then 33 minutes again, another high shot on Gem's slipper, a very obvious high shot on slipper. I thought again should have been a yellow card. Was just a penalty. So and in fact, the penalty wasn't even a high shot. The penalty was for like for something else as well. But I thought that should have been a yellow card as well. Again, Nick Berry, the greatest referee in Australia, making sure that he isn't ruining the game, right? Just looking the other way when things like that happens. So yeah, so following this penalty, the Brumbies decides to go for another more instead of for 3 points. They got really close, was held up. They got another penalty. So sorry, this was not the Brumbies. So another penalty they didn't get through. Moments later, the Chiefs get themselves inside the Brumbies half. They get a penalty. They go for a more, and it was so close. They got held up over the try line, and I thought it was a try. They get a penalty. They go for another more. That was held up again, and then they go for a quick tap. Brody Retallick takes a quick back. He barges through, gets tackled short. The ball comes out real quick. Short ball to Somasani Taukei'aho, the All Blacks hooker. In this sort of distance, 5 meters short, with that leg drive, his strike rate is exceptionally high. Like, he gets that, 9 out of 10 times, that would have been a try. He goes through. He thought he grounded the ball. Nick Berry says, held up. He was not happy he got up. There was no TMO review. I thought maybe they should have looked at it because he looked like he landed. That could have been a try because that's his specialty. I thought that was a try. Nick Berry said it was held up. Didn't even look at it. No replay was shown. But yeah, I thought they should have taken a look at it because he looked like he was very unhappy. Like he thought he scored. So anyway, the game kind of stalled out a little bit after that point. Just before halftime, so yeah, the Brumbies did really well to hold on to these advances. Obviously, that was held up, so Tom Wright has a chance to drop the ball out as the siren goes off on the 40th minute. Tom Wright grubber kicks the ball, right? Instead of kicking it long, kicking it short, he grubber kicks the ball straight to an Anchorville. And and it was like 10 meters out from his own goal line. And Nankerville is like, thanks very much. Immediately gets himself back in an attacking position. And and again, Brumbies almost like looking like they got out of jail. Immediately back onto the defensives. And it was really painful. They got a penalty advantage as well. The Chiefs didn't score. Chiefs goes for the scrum. The scrum looking like Chiefs had a dominance. Could have been a penalty. Referee Nick Berry says, oh, it's okay. Let's reset the scrum. So they get another scrum. The Luke Jacobs scoops up the ball at the back of the scrum, goes for the run to the blind side. He gets tackled, hit really hard. The ball pops out of his hand as he's going down. Saved just before halftime. 6 points to 3 going in at halftime. So the Chiefs really missed an opportunity there just before to punish Tom Wright's stupidity kicking. Second half starts. There was a let's see. Second half starts. The Brumbies early on gets a penalty from a dominant scrum. The first one in the half. Again, they didn't go for the points. They played on, but I wasn't able to convert that into points. About 53 minutes in the second half, the Chiefs gets another penalty at the breakdown. They say we'll take another 3. Tick the scoreboard up to 9 points to 3. 53 minutes to win. A few minutes later, the Brumbies were able to get into the Chiefs half. Gets another penalty. This time the Brumbies said, okay, enough is enough. We've tried the go for the try so many times, not able to convert that. Let's take the 3 here. So they take, they actually go for the line out first. They go for the line out, they attacked again. Didn't turn it into points to get another penalty for not rolling away. They take the 3 this time. So the Brumbies tick the scoreboard up to 6 points to 9. 58 minutes into the game. The Chiefs gets a penalty at the breakdown. This time they decided not to go for 3. They go for the try. The Chiefs the Brumbies were able to hold on at the breakdown. Again, was really able to did well to kill the ball at the breakdown to still turn the ball over. 65 minutes into the game, after a lot of back and forward kicking game, Brumbies gets a penalty inside the Chiefs half. They could take it to 3 to level the game, but this was a bit of an angle on the side near the sideline. So I guess they probably don't have the confidence to kick that from the angle. So they go for the corner. So the Chiefs was putting pressure on, and again, this I thought this should have been a yellow card. I don't know what's going on with Nick Berry. So there was the ball, there was a maul. The maul goes down, the ball pops out to the number 9, the Brumbies number 9. So Akula jumps, basically walks through them, jumps over the top of the maul, slaps the ball out of the hand of the number 9. I thought for sure you can't do that. Okay, even if you allowed, even if you said that the maul or people were on the ground on the maul, so technically the players were out of play, he's allowed to go over the top. You still can't just slap the ball out of someone's hand like that. Like that, I'm for sure that's not allowed. Nick Berry says not only saying that was okay, but Nick Berry said that was a knock on against the Brumbies. So I was really I have to like look this up. I'm gonna go look this up a bit because I'm pretty sure you can't just slap the ball out of someone's hand like that. Anywhere on the field, not especially not the number 9. But I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to do that at any point on the field. But Nick Berry says it's a knock on, play on. So that was really poor. So Brumbies lost that opportunity to turn that penalty into points. 17 minutes into the game, there was a penalty on the 50-meter mark. D-Max pumped this one through, 12 points to 6. And then the Brumbies really starting to feel the pressure now. Not a lot of seal was really not handling the pressure. The kickoff went out on the full. So after this kick out was on the full, the Chiefs was able to get themselves back center field. More pressure. And finally, just before the full time, about 76 minutes or so, D-Mac finds himself through the center of the field, just really put the hammer down, runs through the center of the field. He links up with the Nankerville on the wing. The Nankerville almost got pushed out, throws the ball back in the field. And then D-Mac gets the ball again in the field, sets up a quick ball, crash ball, center field, and then another crash ball. Brody Retallick straight under the sticks, or not under the sticks, next to the post. 77 minutes. Finally, that try seals the deal for the Chiefs. And D-Mac converts this one, 19 points to 6, and that was the full time. So let me know your thoughts, guys, about this game. And I thought, if the Chiefs played like this, kicking style against the Crusaders, I really think they might get punished. But that Chiefs defense is really, really world class. I don't know how the Crusaders is able to convert that set piece dominance into points, because the Brumbies basically had that, and they're not able to turn that into any points. So, and the Brumbies really, I really have to give Brumbies some credit this week, because they really played with a lot of heart, and that's something that the Brumbies hasn't been doing well for the whole season. Despite winning, they were just been trying to milk those penalties a bit too much. I mean, they really stepped up to plate, and won the game, lost the game, but earned some respects from me. That's for sure. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the All Blacks team announcement. So thanks for watching, guys. Cheers. Have a good one.